Okay, all of you able to view my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Last lecture, what we have discussed? Can anyone revise it so that we will start with our today's session? Can anyone? Yesterday, what we have discussed? See, again, I will repeat. The lecture should not be monotonous. Okay, lecture itself is a interactive session. So unless and until you are not interactive, so there will not be a proper transfer of knowledge. Okay, so at least you mentioned the point. I don't want to be a very perfect and very accurate, right? At least can you able to recall the point or the headings that we have discussed yesterday? That is enough for me. But it should not be a monotonous session. मी परत एकदा सांगतो, मी इथे तुम्हाला प्रवचन द्यायला येत नाहीये. आलं का लक्षात? थोडंसं इंटरॅक्शन झालं पाहिजे ना. मला कसं कळणार तुम्हाला कळतंय का नाही, समजतंय का नाही? And I already told you on the day first. Okay, before coming to the next lecture, just go and brush up what we have studied in the last lecture, previous lecture, and then come for the next lecture. That will be helpful for you also and for me also. But no one is doing that. Don't do this. Okay, it should not be a monotonous session. There should be some interaction. Dhanaraj Bhosle, are you there? Dhanaraj, Aboli, Adsul. Can you revise what we have studied last lecture?
Hello.
Girish, yes, can you revise?
Entity declaration,
Mm-hmm.
generic declaration,
Mm-hmm.
port declaration.
Port declaration, right? Okay, fine. That means in yesterday's session we have discussed about the syntax related to the entity declaration, right? In previous lecture we have studied what are the basic structure of VHDL language, library entity architecture. Fine. Now, in last lecture, we have discussed how to declare part. That means what are the syntax that to be used to declare the entity. Now that has two types, port declaration and generic declaration. Port declaration is commonly used to declare the or to what we can see the state the inputs and outputs, its modes, its data types, right? That all syntax that we have discussed yesterday. Generic declaration we are using to declare some constant that we are going to use in our next program, right? If you want to declare some constant with with its initial value, whether if you want to declare some time specification, time value, so that is a kind of constant only. So constant part you can declare using generic declaration, and remaining the input output terminals input output requirement you can declare using port declaration, and each have its unique syntax that we have discussed yesterday. So VHDL is not case sensitive language, but that doesn't mean you can be used some another syntax. No, whatever the syntax specified by the developers, you have to use the same syntax. You have to declare the anything within that syntax only. Yes, of course, it is not a case sensitive language, but it doesn't mean you can use any syntax. No, whatever the syntax that is fixed for the particular thing, you have to use the same syntax. That is what you need to remember, right? And uh, the syntax part that we have already discussed. What is syntax for entity? What is syntax? How we can declare the port, right? In that, what do you mean by mode? What do you mean by data types, right? Mode means whether it is input, output, or in out. That means bidirectional, or can use as a buffer, right? Then comes to the next, that is data types, whether it is integer, whether it is bit, whether it is bit vector, right? So that is all about the port declaration. Similarly, we have studied the generic declaration also, that is commonly used to declare the constants. You can even initialize the constant value also. That may be an integer or that may be some non-integer value, doesn't matter, but you can initialize constant value also. So that is all about the entity declaration. Now in today's lecture, the next part of the VHDL code structure, that is architecture. Now we are going to discuss that architecture part in detail. What do you mean by architecture, right? In which different style you can write your VHDL code, that means in architecture. So that is what we are going to discuss in our today's session. Now entity, all of you are familiar with. Entity is nothing but the inputs and outputs to the black box. But what is within that black box, that is known as architecture part. That means architecture provides the internal view of an entity. Entity means you can simply able to know the what are the inputs and what are the outputs. Nothing else. That's it. एंटिटी मध्ये तुम्हाला फक्त इनपुट्स काय आहेत आणि आउटपुट्स काय आहेत हे समजतात, पण ते कशाला इनपुट आहेत आणि कशाचे आउटपुट आहेत हे तुम्हाला एंटिटीवरनं समजत नाही. त्यासाठी तुम्हाला आर्किटेक्चर बघावं लागतं, बरोबर आहे? मीन्स एंटिटी आर द जस्ट इनपुट्स अँड आउटपुट्स टू दॅट ब्लॅक बॉक्स, बट व्हॉट इज विदिन दॅट ब्लॅक बॉक्स, दॅट इज नोन ॲज आर्किटेक्चर, राईट? All of you clear with the difference between entity and architecture? That means architecture provides the internal view of the entity or internal view of that black box. That is what architecture provides. Clear? समजलंय का हे सगळ्यांना डिफरन्स बिटवीन द एंटिटी अँड आर्किटेक्चर? एंटिटी म्हणजे फक्त इनपुट्स आणि आउटपुट्स, नथिंग एल्स, राईट? बट what are the inputs to and what are the outputs from? म्हणजे जे काय ज्या सिस्टीमला ते इनपुट आणि आउटपुट आहे, ती सिस्टीम काय आहे हे तुम्हाला आर्किटेक्चर वरनं समजतं. मीन्स व्हॉट इज इनसाइड दॅट ब्लॅक बॉक्स, दॅट यू कॅन एबल टू गेट थ्रू architecture, or architecture provides that internal view to the entity. Entity simply tells you the input and output part, that's it, nothing else. एंटिटी वरनं तुम्हाला पूर्ण सिस्टीम समजत नाही, फक्त इनपुट्स काय आहेत आणि आउटपुट्स काय एवढं समजतं, पण ते डिझाईन काय आहे हे समजून घ्यायचं असेल तर तुम्हाला यू हॅव टू गो फॉर अन आर्किटेक्चर. आर्किटेक्चर विल प्रोव्हाइड्स the internal view of that entity. That means architecture actually provides what that design is actually. ते डिझाईन काय आहे हे तुम्हाला आर्किटेक्चर सांगतं. Now architecture, that means that we have discussed yesterday, it is actually now the coding part. That means the logic that you are writing, right? And that is what the internal system of that black box. The system's black, what is internal to the black box is nothing but your logic, the design, whatever the whether you have used Boolean equations, whether you have used some loop statements, right? All that. That means the coding logic is within that black box, and that is nothing but the architecture. That means architecture provide what is inside the black box, which coding technique or which coding statements or which coding style, which model style you have used to design that architecture, that you can able to see through the architecture part. Entity is just nothing but the inputs and outputs. That's it. But what is within the black box, that is architecture part. Clear with this? Now, this architecture has three style of designing, or you can simply say three style of modeling. That is behavioral style, data flow style, structural style. Now we will discuss this all three styles one by one, right? What do you mean by behavior style of architecture or modeling? What do you mean by data flow style of modeling or architecture? And what do you mean by the structural style of modeling or architecture? Anything, you can say anything, right? So that we are going to discuss in today's lecture. Now again, actually architecture may consist of some declaration section, whether some signals can be used, whether some types, whether some components, whether within a program you can write some sub programs also, right? Program within a program, that is called as sub program. That part also can be included in architecture part. And of course there are lots of concurrent statements, there are lots of sequential statements that can be used in architecture, right? There are lots of concurrent statements. Now tell me, what do you mean by concurrent statement and what do you mean by sequential statements? Can anyone? What do you mean by concurrent statements? What do you mean by sequential statements? All of you are very much familiar with this term. You have used this term many times in the data structure, right? What do you mean by concurrent statement? What do you mean by sequential statement? असं तुम्ही मागच्या सेमिस्टरचं विसरायला लागला तर कसं रे? मग बीएच जायच तर तुम्हाला फर्स्ट इयरचं तर काहीच आठवणार नाही. मग असं नसतं रे, थोडं लक्षात ठेवायचे असतात. हे बेसिक कन्सेप्ट आहेत. थ्रू आउट युअर लाईफ यू आर गोइंग टू यूज दिस बेसिक कन्सेप्ट. प्रत्येक सब्जेक्ट मधले जे बेसिक कन्सेप्ट आहेत ते तुम्हाला लाईफ टाइम साठी यूज करायचे. तुम्ही तेच विसरायला लागला तर कसं होणार तुमचं? इट इज नॉट एक्सपेक्टेड. Some part you have to remember forever your life. Fundamentals of every subject you must know. You should not forget at any point of your life. Can anyone? What do you mean by concurrent statements? What do you mean by sequential statements? आता एवढं पण मी सांगायचं तर मग प्रश्न असा आहे, तुम्ही सेकंड इयर मध्ये काय शिकलात मग तुम्ही? गिरीज प्रसाद.
Yes, sir.
Can you?
No, sir.
You are not able to recall. What do you mean by concurrent statement? What do you mean by sequential?
No, sir. I am not able to recall.
Very good. मंगेश वेद पाठक.
No, sir.
नो सर. अभ्यास करा की रे जरा. ओमकार लाड. Can anyone? रोहित हजारे. व्हॉट आय थिंक तुम्ही बरीच जण काय करताय, नुसतं तो सेशन आपला मोबाईलवर चालू करताय आणि जस्ट यू आर बिझी इन युअर वर्क. इट इज नॉट एक्सपेक्टेड.
रोहित.
मला बऱ्याच जणांचं म्हणजे असं दिसलंय. एकदा कारण ते मोबाईल एकदा सेशन चालू झालं की ते इथं ऑनलाईन दिसतं, त्याचा काही विषय नसतो. अँड यू कॅन मल्टीटास्क देम, नो प्रॉब्लेम. यू शुड नॉट डू दिस. सुजीत.
Sequentials is appear inside the process.
Sequential.
Appears inside the process.
Yeah, that is correct. But what do you mean by sequential execution or sequential statement, and what do you mean by concurrent statements? What is difference between their execution style, how they are executing? But now answer me one question. Which statement are executing one after another? That means step by step, concurrent or sequential?
Sequential. Sequential.
Sequential, right. Then what is with the concurrent?
Run at the same time.
Exactly, that is what I am expecting. Concurrent statements means that all the statements are getting executed simultaneously, that means at a time. And sequential statement, one after another, step by step. That is basic difference between the concurrent statements and sequential statements. Concurrent statements means what? In program, whatever the concurrent statements the compiler will find, that will getting executed simultaneously. And inside a concurrent statement there is sequential statement that will get executed step by step. म्हणजे concurrent statements म्हणजे काय? The statements which are executed parallelly or simultaneously, and sequential statements are the statement those who are executed step by step, one after another. Clear with this?
Yes, sir.
समझले का? Okay, very good. Now this is what the typical syntax for the architecture, right? That yesterday we have studied the syntax for the entity. Now to declare the architecture, there is also particular syntax. In that way only you have to start your architecture design. Now this is the syntax for architecture, then architecture name of entity name that we have discussed previously. Always remember, entity has to be first before the architecture starts. This is a fixed sequence. First library, then entity, and then only architecture. Before declaring the entity part, you cannot jump onto architecture, because architecture is within the black box. But within before going inside the black box, you have to specify the what are the inputs and output to the black box. That means entity. Means first you have to define the libraries, then you have to define the entity, and then architecture part. This sequence is fixed, and this sequence you have to follow while coding, because unless and until you are not specifying the inputs and output to the black box, what is meaning of looking inside the black box? That means what is meaning of looking into a architecture of that black box, because you are not aware of what are the inputs and output to that black box. That means entity part has to be declared before architecture starts. This clear with this? Now this is syntax of architecture. Now again here also, as we have discussed yesterday, for entity you can give any name. Similarly, for architecture you can give any name, right? A typical architectures are normally behavioral, data flow, and structural style modeling. So you can give that name, or you can give some other name also. So this is the typical syntax for declaring or defining the architecture for that entity that you have defined before the architecture. Architecture, then architecture name of entity name is architecture declarative part. Now after begin, you supposed to start writing your program. That means first you have defined the name, or you have fixed the name of the architecture, then begin. Now after begin, in that concurrent statements, now you can write the different concurrent statements, or you can write even a sequential statement within that concurrent statements. All of you clear? Within concurrent statements, you can write many sequential statements, and even you can write many concurrent statements also, depending upon the style and logic that you are using to design a system. That is all about. And finally, as you have started the architecture with begin, you have to end architecture with the same name. See, case sensitive, it doesn't mean there is a change in name. Case sensitive नाहीये, पण म्हणून नाव पण बदलायचं नाहीये. बरोबर आहे? Whatever the name that you have declared at the beginning to that architecture, with the same name you have to end that architecture. With the same name you have to end that architecture, and of course there should be a semicolon that indicates the end of declaration or end of statement. Semicolon has to be there, right? This is the what we can say very important thing in VHDL programming. If you forget one semicolon, your entire code or entire VHDL code will not get executed. So semicolon is very much important in VHDL coding. Okay, so this is the syntax for defining or declaring architecture. Now, as we have discussed, we can design or we can define architecture using three style of modeling. First one is a behavioral, second one is a data flow, and third one is a structural style of modeling. Now we will discuss the first one. What do you mean by behavioral style of modeling? Now in this behavioral style of modeling, it simply performs, or it simply tells, or it simply specifies the particular system, what would the system does, right? That means the behavioral style specifies what a particular system does in a program, like a description using a simple process statements, right? But the behavioral style will not provide detail about how the system is going to be implemented or its Boolean equations. That means the logic or the Boolean equations, behavioral style is least bother of. Behavioral style only specifies the behavioral of the system, right? It specifies only the behavioral of the system, and it mostly uses the process statement. And just by heart this one thing, process statement is a concurrent statement. Process statement is concurrent statement. Always remember, always. Process statement is concurrent statement. That means whatever the process, how many process statements there will be in your code, that all process statements are getting executed simultaneously because it is a concurrent statement. And whatever the inside process statement, that all are sequential statements that will get executed one by one after another. But the process statement itself is a concurrent, right? That means how many process statements you have written in your code, that will get executed simultaneously. But whatever written inside a process statement, that will get executed sequentially. That means one after another. Clear with this? Now, this is an example of this behavioral style of modeling. The same example we will take of full adder. Then architecture we have defined. First architecture, then architecture name of, then entity name that we have used, right? Is. Then after is, there should be a begin. And now you can see after this begin, we have actually started writing our code. Now here we have written the process statement, and this process statement is concurrent. Again, after this concurrent statement, we have to use begin. That means, and now within the process statement, that means whatever the part, that if statement, then sum, this count, this all are the sequential statements. Whatever the statements are there after process statement, that all are the sequential statements. Always remember this thing. This is very much important. Process statement is concurrent, but whatever you have written within the process statement, all statements are sequential. All statements are sequential. This thing you have to remember. Okay. Now here we have used simple if then statement, if then condition that you are all familiar with. If A is equal to 0, B is equal to 0, C is equal to 0, then sum will get 0 and C out will get 0. That means here we are least bother about that Boolean equations. That means logic. Simply we are defining if this is there, do this. That means behavior of the system we are defining. म्हणजे समचा अर्थ आपण इथे इक्वेशन देत नाहीये, डायरेक्ट त्या इक्वेशनचं काय आउटपुट येणार आहे ते त्या समला असाइन करतो. दॅट मीन्स अ बिहेवियर ऑफ द सिस्टम. वी आर नॉट bother about the Boolean equation and the what we can say the implementation part, that means schema part of the design. No, in behavioral style modeling we are least bother of that. In behavioral style modeling, simply we are stating if A is this, then sum will be this. That means we have actually assigning the sum value to or we are actually assigning the output to that sum directly with the manual calculation. Means in a behavioral style of modeling, we nowhere we are writing the Boolean expressions or that logic. Simply we are writing the behavior of the system. If A is 0, B is 0, C is 0, then do this and do this. That's it. This type of modeling is called as behavioral style modeling. You can use this also. See, when to use behavioral style, when to use data flow style, when to use structural style, that totally depend upon your design and simplicity of the program, and of course the what we can say the wisdom of the coder. How much you are strong in coding, so accordingly and depending upon your design, you have to choose a most suitable style of modeling. It is not necessary you can design only using behavioral always, not necessary you can use always structural, not necessary you can use always data flow. No, even you can use, there is a mixed type of modeling also there. That means combination of any two or even all of three. These three are the what we can say guidelines to you. You can use this type of modeling, you can use this type, or you can use the third type, that is structural. But you can use the mixed style modeling also, no problem. You can use any of the two, or you can use even three style also. Or if you can or if you are most confident that no, only behavioral style is sufficient, you can use simply behavioral style modeling, no problem. Which style of modeling or which style of programming technique, that means behavioral, structural or data flow, that you supposed to use, that you have to decide, right? Looking at the all aspects of the design, ते तुम्हाला ठरवायचं की कुठलं स्टाईल ऑफ मॉडेलिंग विल बी अ मोर सुटेबल फॉर दिस डिझाईन. right? And that depends upon the what system or what digital system you are going to design. If that is most complex system, you have to go for mixed style of modeling, because in some part that is that will be very much easy to design in behavioral style, but the some part is again very much easy to design in structural style of modeling. So you can blend all these three style and you can go for a mixed style of modeling, no problem. तुम्ही हे तिन्ही स्टाईल ॲट अ टाइम वापरू शकता. दॅट विल बी अ मिक्स्ड स्टाईल ऑफ मॉडेलिंग. यू कॅन यूज दॅट, नो प्रॉब्लेम, डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द डिझाईन. क्लिअर विथ दिस? समजलं आहे का? फाइन. नाउ दिस इज ऑल अबाउट द बिहेवियरल स्टाईल ऑफ मॉडेलिंग. म्हणजे once again I will repeat, in behavioral style we are least bother of its Boolean expression and all that. We are simply assigning the direct values to the inputs and outputs. That means we are directly designing or we are directly stating the behavioral of the system. येतंय लक्षात? म्हणजे we are simply stating the behavior. Nowhere we are using the Boolean expressions in this behavioral style of modeling. Nowhere. And if you are using behavioral style of modeling, the process statement has to be there, because without the process statement, it is difficult to design in behavioral style modeling, or it is difficult to use behavioral style. So if you are using behavioral style, process statement has to be there. म्हणजे in future, उद्या तुम्हाला if you are happen to see one program and someone asks you, just simply tell me which style of modeling is this. Now if you see the process statement in the coding, you should able to tell it is a behavioral style of modeling. म्हणजे प्रोसेस स्टेटमेंट आहे म्हणजेच ते बिहेवियरल स्टाईल आहे. बिहेवियरल स्टाईल आहे म्हणजेच प्रोसेस स्टेटमेंट तिथं असणारच, असलंच पाहिजे. आणि प्रोसेस स्टेटमेंट इज concurrent statement. Whatever the comes under process statement, that all are sequential statements. That means in this example, this if and then loop will get executed sequentially, but this process statement will get executed concurrently because it is concurrent statement. And after this process statement, this begin part is sequential. This will get executed sequentially, but the process statement will get executed concurrently. Clear with this? All of you clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Now again see, this is the same example that we have continued here also. See, we have simply stating the conditions for the input and we are directly setting the conditions for the output. Nowhere we are calculating the sum and carry. That means nowhere we are using the Boolean equations in our programming. We are directly telling the output. That is, this style of modeling is called as behavioral style of modeling, and process statement is most likely to used in this type of modeling. And process statement is concurrent. Whatever the statements come under process statement, all are sequential. These 2 points you have to remember. Behavioral style modeling मध्ये process statement यूज होतं. Process statement हे concurrent आहे आणि process statementच्या अंडर जे काही येतं ते सगळं sequential आहे. हे 3 मुद्दे तुम्हाला लक्षात ठेवायचे. And behavioral style modeling म्हणजे काय? Without using Boolean equations, simply you have to assign the values and you have to tell simply a behavioral of your design. That is what behavioral style modeling. Clear with this? Okay. Now next type, it is data flow style of modeling. Right? Next type is data flow style of modeling. As the name suggests, data flow. What it means? The data flow specify a system as a concurrent representation of the flow or control or movement of data. That means this type of modeling simply actually tell us the flow of data. That means how the input, output or different variable are flowing into or executing step by step into your code. That is what data flow style of modeling. Right? Now here is the some example of this data flows, the same example we have taken for full adder. Now here we are not using the process statement. You can able to see an example. We are not used process statement in data flow. Then what we have used? Simply we are using the Boolean equations. That means A XOR B, then sum A XOR C in, right? And then count, we have written the Boolean equation for the count C out also, carry out also. Okay. Now next, third style is a structural style of modeling, right? This is structural style of modeling. Now, what do you mean by the structural style of modeling? Here, in this structural style of modeling, we are using a basic Boolean equations of the system, right? Basic Boolean equations of the system. That means the structural style defines the structural implementation using component declaration and component installation, right? The following is the example of this structural style of modeling. Now, see what we have defined here. Again, port we have declared, and in structural style of modeling, simply we are using components. We are using components. That means if I ask you to design full adder using 2 half adders, you can design, no problem. A design of full adder using 2 half adder. That means if you want to split your a single system into 2 different or 3 different systems, you have to go for structural type of modeling, right? In data flow, we were used the Boolean statements directly. Sum is equal to A XOR B XOR C. Carry is equal to A and B, or A, B and C, or A and C. That means we in a data flow, we are directly using the Boolean equations. Now in structural style, we have split our entire design into small parts, that means small structure, and we are defining the entire structure and we are connecting that each structure to each other. तुम्ही फुल ॲडर युजिंग 2 हाफ ॲडर डिझाइन करू शकता का नाही, सांगा बरं मला. Can you able to design a full adder using 2 half adder circuits? Yes or no? You can. Answer is you can. You can design a full adder using 2 half adder circuits. You can design. Means wherever you want to design an entire design using different sub designs or different sub components, you have to go for structural style modeling, right? In this example, we did the same thing. See, this we are defining this full adder using these 2 half adder circuits. Using 2 half adder circuits, and this is structural style of modeling. And this statement is very, very important. Structural style does not use process statement. Always remember, in structural style, you will not find process statement. Yes, in data flow, here we have not used, but you can use. You can use. But in structural, you cannot use. In structural style, you cannot use process statement. No, it is not allowed in this style. Right? You have to write first component, then its sub components, and you have to connect that all components to each other. So this is all about the structural style of modeling. All of you clear with this? समजलं आहे का?
सर स्ट्रक्चरल मॉडेलिंग परत एकदा एक्सप्लेन करा ना.
Okay, fine. See, in structural, we have to split our entire design into small parts. Means it is not necessary that you always split, but in many complex digital systems, you need to split your entire design into small components, and you have to connect that small components to form the entire system, right? And for that purpose, this structural style of modeling is useful. What it does? See, here we have defining our entire design as a full adder, but in that full adder we are splitting our design into two half adder circuits, right? Top level entity consists of two half adder circuits and followed by OR gate, and this two half adder followed by OR gate, this entirely forms the full adder circuit. Means in structural style of modeling, though you have designed for the full adder, but internally you are designing it with the help of two half adder and one AND gate, and you have to design that half adders part, second half adder part, and this OR gate part, and this total design forms the full adder circuit. Means internally we are splitting that circuit into three parts. First one is a first half adder, second one is a second half adder, and third one is a one OR gate. And this total three components will form the full adder components. That means the entire design. So this is about structural style of modeling. Now clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Today we will stop here. From next lecture, now we will discuss the packages part. Right. Yesterday I told you the package and configuration, these are the what we can say the sub parts of the libraries. But what do you mean by packages? What do you mean by library? What do you mean by configuration? That all we are going to discuss step by step in our upcoming lectures. Okay. So next lecture we will start with the packages. But remember, VHDL code has only three main parts: library, entity, architecture. In a library, there are packages, there are configuration. In a packages, there are functions, configuration. So these are the actually sub parts of the library. Packages and configurations, these are the sub parts of the library. But there are three major parts in VHDL code: library, entity, architecture. In library, there may be some packages, there may be some configurations that you can use, right? So in next lecture, we will discuss this packages part in detail. Clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Now, do you have any doubt regarding today's lecture? Anything you want me to repeat, or you understood everything? आजचं जे काय शिकवलं ते समजलं का?
हो सर, समजलं. येस सर.
Okay, then I assume the no required of repetition of any part. Okay, if you want, so if you feel so, you can ask now only. I will repeat that part, no problem. All of you clear with everything what I taught you today? All of you clear with everything what I taught you today?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Okay, we will stop here. Now it's time to mark your present. Just 1 minute. No, don't put your roll numbers. I will let you know. Just wait for 1 minute. Okay, roll number 1 to 10.